In Washington state, real estate brokers and managing brokers are required to undergo a criminal background check that requires the submission of fingerprints. Let's take a brief look at this process and a few tips to help ensure it goes smoothly for you.
In 2008, the Washington State Legislature required all real estate licensees to have their fingerprints taken and submitted to the department. This requirement went into effect July 1st, 2010. You can have the fingerprint procedure done at any fingerprint service provider or most law enforcement agencies. The fees they charge and the hours of availability will vary from agency to agency.
There are two ways fingerprints are commonly taken: the traditional method using black ink to capture the prints, or electronically using a computer scanner in place of ink. Either method is acceptable. Whichever method is used, these tips will help you end up with fingerprints that will be accepted by the Washington State Patrol when they process your background check. You will be charged a fee to have your fingerprints taken and a fee for the department to get the background check from the Washington State Patrol and the FBI. When having your fingerprints taken, it's important to let the technician control the process. Relax your hand and fingers to allow them to be guided easily. The technician will need to be able to roll your fingers freely and smoothly to get good prints. After completing your fingerprint card, the technician should examine it to make sure all of the prints look good. If there is a problem with one of your prints, you will not have to start over from the beginning. The technician can usually reprint your finger on a special sticker called a retab and place it over the inadequate print on your card. The fingerprinting process is concluded with you cleaning your fingers if ink was used and the technician certifying your fingerprint card. Let's look at some common reasons fingerprint cards are rejected. Folding the fingerprint card for mailing is a common one.
If we receive a fingerprint card that's folded, any creases can compromise the legibility of the print, and it may be rejected.
Here are a few more basic issues you'll want to watch for.
Fingerprints can be smudged or smeared. The prints could be too light. The finger might not be rolled in the center of the block. And some people just have fingers that are difficult to print.
Make sure you allow plenty of time for your fingerprint appointment. It will help you relax and get good prints. Some folks are more difficult to fingerprint than others, so it is difficult to predict exactly how long the process will take.
It's important to allow plenty of time to be fingerprinted, because if the technician feels rushed, it's less likely that you're going to have quality prints.
If your fingerprint card is rejected, your license will remain on an active status and you may be asked to have your fingerprints taken again.
Let's take a look at some actual fingerprints submitted to DOL that were rejected by the Washington State Patrol or FBI.
This is an example of a fingerprint card that is too light. There are no identifying marks or ridges that would allow the technician to determine who this individual is. This is an example of a fingerprint card that was taken incorrectly. These 4 fingers must be in this box. This box must only contain the left thumb, and this is only the right thumb. There should only be 1 fingerprint in this box for identification purposes. Here's an example also of a fingerprint not taken properly. In this box, there appears to be a fingerprint that was not contained within this box. Well, this is a good example of a fingerprint card that was rejected. It clearly indicates or identifies that the individual tried to take their own prints. You can see in this box right here, there are multiple prints. We're not sure what that is. It appears to be excessive ink where you could not appear to see the ridges, and there's not enough of the fingerprint for any technician to run through any system to properly identify the individual. That's why it's very important that applicants or licensees have their fingerprints taken by local law enforcement or a provider that is experts in this service.
You may be wondering what happens if your fingerprint card is accepted and the fingerprint background check reveals a criminal conviction. Here's what to expect if that happens.
If the fingerprint results return a positive indication of a criminal activity, there are several processes that can take place. Our office would review that information to determine, was that conviction previously disclosed and reviewed by the department? How long ago that conviction occurred? Is there a connection to the real estate profession? And Is there a public safety concern involved? Any of this information can be referred to our investigations unit for further inquiry and possible disciplinary action.
We hope this look at the fingerprinting process has been helpful. If you have further questions, please call our regulatory unit at 360-664-6484.